marks the beginning of my 5th month living in this apartment, a point in time at which most rational people would have given up on the idea of any meaningful makeover because cost-benefit analysis, move out coming soon. But without putting any particular label on my ability to make rational decisions, I did give my kitchen a complete makeover. Granted that my kitchen did get flooded by my upstairs neighbor's sewage last week. Granted that I had to move everything out of my kitchen and they had to tear down the entire ceiling to redo the plumbing system. At the end of the day, I could have just put everything back where it was in the kitchen, but instead, we're doing a kitchen makeover because I don't have a home improvement addiction. So, since I've moved into this apartment, I have been waiting for some maintenance issue to happen because this building is super old and crappy. But this incident was still way more horrifying than I had ever imagined. PSA here, if you don't want this to happen to you, stay away from old buildings because you never know what might break. This started off as just very occasional dripping sounds in the kitchen, and then over the course of just 3 days, it evolved into sewage tsunami that splashed into my cabinets, my drawers, my soul. I am a changed woman. Anyways, by now, the ceiling has been restored after 3 days of excruciating construction work. The surfaces have been cleaned, but there are still patches of sewage in the drawers, and the floor is still a mess. So the game plan for today is to basically restore the kitchen to its original state. I will admit, although it's not my ideal way to spend the weekend, there is something very satisfying about taking everything out of my drawers and cabinets and cleaning them, finding every patch of sewage stain and wiping them off, wiping all the surfaces 3 times, and putting every container back in the drawers clean and shiny as new. Yes, my mother might have some compulsive cleaning issues, but I most definitely do not. This is my kitchen, all restored to its original state. She has white cabinets and was newly renovated before I moved in. This hooded thing that a lot of people have asked about is just an air vent. Unlike most kitchens in rental apartments in Beijing, my kitchen is pretty clean. It actually took me quite a bit of effort to find a clean kitchen like this, but it does have 2 disadvantages common to most kitchens in Beijing. One is that the area is very small. I'm talking about perhaps 10 square feet of counter space and about 20 square feet of space to move around. Also, there is absolutely no natural light in the space. This is what it looks like when I turn the light off. It's literally the middle of the day. There is 1 window in the kitchen. Outside of the window, it's just a gigantic pile of trash. So I make sure to keep this window closed at all times for my mental health. My plan for this makeover is to first paint the cabinet door handles. I was originally thinking of wallpapering all the cabinets dark green or avocado green, but I remembered still having some bronze spray paint that I never got around to using for my last apartment makeover. I instead decided to just use what I have and spray paint the door handles to give the cabinets a facelift. Definitely did not realize that I have this many handles. This is the most satisfying part of the day. I have been wanting to clean up these little patches of plastic since I moved in.
No friends of mine around, yeah. Now I'm thinking
I would highly recommend doing this next step in a well-ventilated area on your balcony or anywhere outdoors if circumstances allow. My balcony is currently colonized by a bunch of herbs and vegetables that may or may not ever come to fruition, so we are doing it in the only other area where smelly activities regularly occur, my bathroom. But seriously, do this in a well-ventilated area. Here, I'm cutting open a plastic bag to make a tarp, and the rest of this process is pretty self-explanatory. You just lay them down and do the business.
Drum blows, yeah, I got the drum blows, yeah. Walk around like who you?
Definitely should have worn a mask.
Yeah, go back the drum blows, yeah. It's just the drum blows, yeah. Walk around like who you? Yeah, just something you get used to. breaking news got me breaking.
I also spray painted the skirt of the kitchen cabinet to match the color of the handles. This is my landlord using the literal cheapest construction material because these skirts are just removable plastic planks. This is me remembering to put on a mask after painting, and this is me reflecting on that decision. Hey guys, it is several days later. Over the past few days, I've just been procrastinating filming this video, but now comes the point where I can no longer tolerate using the kitchen from the floor. This kitchen doesn't have a particularly generous amount of counter space, so the first thing I thought of was that I have to add shelves or tables to add counter space. A very promising option is there's this little nook area. I think it's originally intended for a fridge, but I decided to put the fridge on the other side of the room and instead put some shelf units here to be the home to all of my other kitchen appliances. So this is a really cute corner of the kitchen that doesn't really add any counter space. Because the kitchen has a very wide entrance, I thought about installing a bar table and using it as a dining/entertaining area. I did find this perfect rustic bar table that fits the exact aesthetic of my kitchen and adds a ton of storage space, but I was also not willing to spend $50 to $100 on another piece of furniture because home improvement expenses really do add up. So I found this outdoor plant shelf instead for $10. Did it seem deceivingly easy to install? Yes. Did it nevertheless take me 2 hours to put it together? Also yes. Did it end up being so unstable that I had to use rug tape to stick it to the floor? Yes, but I strongly suspect it's because of the poor quality of the product itself, not because I didn't know what I was doing. I got this. I can do this, okay? Just like this wall shelf I installed that ended up being tilted and the actual hole I drilled in my past apartment makeover, there's a clear pattern of issues here, and that is certainly not me. For decor, I added a kitchen rug to bring the bar together with the rest of the space and used an old pull-up bar, even though I never learned how to do a pull-up, as a curtain rod to hang up a simple linen curtain and cover up the landfill outside. I also hung up a light bulb to replace the harsh LED light that came with the kitchen. I really don't like how harsh lighting makes home feel more like an office and less like mine. Besides a few plants, the rest of my decor is really just kitchen items like mugs and pots and pans, but I think the finished product turned out pretty cute. Let me take you on a tour. Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. How about let me fix you a drink before we get started? I have been consuming a copious amount of soda water lately. Mint that I planted myself. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, make yourself cozy. Let's start the tour. Well, this is the entrance area to my kitchen. This adds a little more counter space when I'm cooking, and when I'm not cooking, a little bar area. About half a step left of the bar is the cafe. It is consisted of the cheapest espresso machine you can find on the internet, miscellaneous teas and nuts. This is my coffee, matcha, almonds, cranberries, pine nuts that I shelled and peeled one day under stress from work. I have accumulated a large variety of teas. I can basically make whatever drink I want right at home. I totally went through a Thai tea phase when I would make Thai tea for myself every single morning. I've also gone through matcha latte phase, hot chocolate phase, latte phase, but I don't make latte a lot anymore because I recently got a French press and I've just been drinking a lot of black coffee lately. This is barley tea that I have only been able to find in Asia and like Korean markets. Lately I've been trying to fix my sleep schedule, so I try not to drink any caffeine after noon. So the barley tea has been my go-to beverage for the afternoon and evening, but now that it's near the summer, I also have other non-caffeinated beverages like the chamomile tea right here. Speaking of, this is my ridiculously full pantry. Most of the stuff up here is the bigger package of stuff that I put in the jars. Flax seeds over there, my protein. This is nutritional yeast, various types of starch for Chinese pastry making. I think of this cabinet as bubble tea ingredient storage. Evaporated milk over here, lots and lots and lots of milk and barista soy milk. I've been going through a lot of this orange and cinnamon tea, but the passion fruit black tea has been my absolute favorite lately. To trick myself into drinking more water every day, before going to sleep, I would put just my favorite bagged tea into this gigantic jar and just fill it with water and wait until the next morning. It'll become cold brewed tea ready for me to just grab and drink. So this way I make sure to drink my 2 liters of water every day. On the side of the espresso machine is where I keep mugs that I've introduced to you in my desk tour video. Oh, and look at this little baby espresso mug. So cute! Underneath the bar we have a microwave. I love this vintage cream colored microwave. Took me a while to find. However, this microwave doesn't really work very well because you can only set it by the minute but not by seconds. This is kind of a perfect illustration of all my life choices, which is form over function. We have this huge basket of just miscellaneous stuff like snacks, rice cakes, fruits, lime that has gone hard, 1 clove of garlic. This is a big jar of kombucha I've been brewing since April, but I don't think it's working out so well. And my toaster oven that I've literally used twice since I got it in January. I have a strong fear of baking and also of filing taxes because of my incapability of following instructions. It really doesn't allow a lot of room for spontaneous creativity unless you are well versed in the science of baking, which I am not. Most of the people have advised me to just stop baking since my bitter upside down pineapple cake, but I'm thinking of baking bread. Wow, this rug is actually perfect for going into the kitchen in the middle of the night to eat chips and cry on. This very cute Japanese pot is a gift from my mom. It's a very pretty piece of decor, except that I never find a chance to use it, but it just sits pretty on the stove and reminds me of my mother's love that is only available when I solve a math problem correctly. Onto this side of the stove, which is my operating area where I do all the cooking. As you will inevitably realize, this is really not a lot of space. This spice rack, crown jewel of my Taobao hunting. The rack and the spice jars are from different stores, but look how they fit perfectly. I also keep some of my spices over here in the spice drawer. This is mushroom flavoring, Sichuan chili oil, spicy bean paste, garam masala that I've used maybe once, Chinese masala. This is actually Chinese drinking wine, but I use it for cooking, which is probably not how I'm supposed to use it. Yeast that I'm still aspiring to use for bread baking. My favorite piece of kitchen gadget of late. This is a little utensil rest. I have been looking for a spoon rest for the past 2 years, and the awkward thing about spoon rests is that you can only put 1 spoon on it at a time. I don't know about you, but when I cook, I have an array of utensils out there that end up going at random places, which always result in 5 or 6 different plates that are dirty only for that little bit and I have to wash them. This is a game changer. You never struggle to find anything, and at the end of the day, this is the one piece of equipment you need to wash. Now I want to introduce you to my kettle. Her appearance by itself has made me drink way more hot water than I ever thought I would. I love how this little round thermometer detail matches with the microwave. About a quarter of a step left of the spice rack, we have entered the sink area. It is fairly obvious now how small of a space we're dealing with right here. This is a water heater that supplies me with hot water 24/7, and my string of hearts plant, I don't know why, but it's really thriving with 0 sunlight at this corner of the kitchen. I added a little plastic hook here and this Instagram shopping bag that I got on Taobao for $2-3. It's currently home to my 6 remaining eggs. I love sticking my hand into the bag for an egg. It kind of feels like harvesting them from my chicken coop. Above my kitchen, I have hung my good pan, my pot, and this is a flour sift. I found out if I wake up with dirty dishes in the sink, it really disrupts my mood and kind of halves my productivity for the day. So recently I've been trying to get into the habit of washing all my dishes in the sink, putting away everything on the dish rack first thing in the morning when I wake up, so I always welcome the day with a clear sink, and that has really helped me start off every day with a clean slate. This is my rice cooker that kind of matches the color of my kettle. It actually took me quite a while to find a rice cooker that has just one simple cook function on Taobao, because in China people eat a lot of rice and the rice cooker industry has advanced so much that all of the rice cookers out there are like smart, sophisticated, have a lot of functions that I don't really need. But I am really happy with this purchase and it's very easy to use. Let me just show you. So you basically take the inside. There's a little plastic cup that comes with it. Why am I walking out of the kitchen, you ask? Well, that is because I keep all my dry ingredients over on my balcony. Is the balcony the most convenient place to keep your kitchen ingredients? Perhaps not, but is this open shelf the most aesthetically pleasing thing in my apartment? It definitely is. And that is my kitchen. Sorry, this is not the most exciting tour in the world, and I don't have the best, fanciest kitchen in the entire universe, but I hope this gives you hope and inspiration that even if your kitchen might seem small and crappy, even though you might be renting and might move out very soon, you still have every reason to make some very simple changes to your space to make it cozy. My kitchen still smells kind of funny sometimes. I can still only hope that sewage doesn't just come pouring down from the ceiling, but not having a great space to begin with can't stop you from making it nice, making it cozy, and making it your space. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!